In this video, we want to solve for x given x raised to power 6 is equal to 4 raised to power 6. X raised to power 6 is equal to 4 raised to power 6. I'm going to move this to the left hand side, so I have x raised to power 6 minus 4 raised to power 6 is equal to 0. Each of these can be written as x raised to power 3 times 2 minus, this will be 4 raised to power 3 times 2 is equal to 0. By law of indices, a raised to power m times n is the same thing as a raised to power m raised to power n. So this gives us x raised to power 3 raised to power 2 minus 4 raised to power 3 raised to power 2 is equal to 0. If I let x raised to power 3 be p and 4 raised to power 3 be q, then we can write the expression on the left as p squared minus q squared is equal to 0. This representation is just for adequate visualization. We don't need to make that representation. But now we can clearly see difference of two squares, and this is factorized as p minus q times p plus q is equal to 0. So I'm going to go ahead and put back the substitution. This was x raised to power 3. Then q is 4 raised to power 3. X raised to power 3, 4 raised to power 3 is equal to 0. The first one is difference of 2 cubes, while this is addition of 2 cubes. So we have two brackets, so it's either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. So we have x raised to power 3 minus 4 raised to power 3 is equal to 0, or x raised to power 3 plus 4 raised to power 3 is equal to 0. So we have two challenges, difference of 2 cubes and addition of 2 cubes. Let's call this case 1 and let's call this case 2. We'll treat both cases separately. So for the first case, we have x raised to power 3 minus 4 raised to power 3 is equal to 0. By identity, given a raised to power 3 minus b raised to power 3, you can factorize this as a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. Therefore, this will become x minus 4 into bracket x squared plus 4x plus 4 raised to power 2. Remember, this is equal to 0. This will give us x minus 4 into bracket x squared plus 4x plus 4 squared is 16 is equal to 0. So again, either x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x squared plus 4x plus 16 is equal to 0. From here, we can see x is equal to 4, giving us the first real solution to this problem. Let's call this x1. Now we go to the second situation here, x squared plus 4x plus 16 equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation, and to solve this, we need to use the general quadratic formula. Comparing this with the general quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we get the values for A, B, and C as 1, 4, and 16 respectively. Then we go and use the general quadratic equation to solve for x, which will be minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So x is going to be minus b is 4, so we say minus 4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared minus 4 times a is 1 and c is 16. So we say 4 times 1 times 16, square root of that, then divided by 2 times a is 1. Let's tidy this up. We get x is equal to minus 4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared here is 16 minus 4 times 1 is 4. I'll say 4 times 16, then divided by 2. Then we say x is equal to minus 4 plus or minus square root of, this is 16 into, this will be 1 minus 4, then divided by 2. X is equal to minus 4 plus or minus square root of 16 times minus 3 divided by 2. We can also write this as x is equal to minus 4 plus or minus root 16 times root negative 3 divided by 2, giving us x is equal to minus 4 plus or minus square root of 16 is 4. So we have 4. Square root of minus 3 is going to give us square root of 3 times I, then divided by 2. We can separate the division to give us minus 4 over 2 plus or minus 4 root 3i over 2. 2 here is 1, 2 here is 2, 2 here is 1, 2 here is minus 2. So we get x is equal to minus 2 plus or minus 2 root 3i, which we can then separate into two individual answers. X is now going to be minus 2 plus 2 root 3i. We'll call this x2, and then we get x3 as minus 2 minus 2 root 3i. So we already have 3. Now for case 2, x raised to power 3 plus 4 raised to power 3 is equal to 0. By identity, a raised to power 3 plus b raised to power 3 can be factorized as a plus b into brackets a squared minus ab plus b squared. So with this, we can factorize this to give us x plus 4 into brackets x squared minus 4x plus 4 raised to power 2 equal to 0. So we have either x plus 4 is equal to 0 or x squared minus 4x plus 4 squared. 4 squared is 16, so I'll write 16 here, is equal to 0. From this first bracket, x is equal to minus 4. This is another real solution. This is going to be x4. Then we go to this quadratic equation and solve for 2 more values of x. So here a is going to be 1, b is -4, and c is 16. Our quadratic formula, x is going to be minus, b is -4, so we say -4 plus or minus square root of -4 squared minus 4 times a is 1 and c is 16. Then square root of all of that divided by 2 times 1. So let's tidy that up. This will give us x is equal to minus times minus is plus, so we have positive 4 plus or minus square root of -4 squared is 16. Then minus, this will be 4 times 16, square root of that divided by 2. So we get x is equal to 4 plus or minus square root of 16 is common here, so we have 16 into 1 minus 4 square root of that divided by 2. X is equal to 4 plus or minus square root of 16 times -3 square root of that divided by 2. Then we get x is equal to 4 plus or minus, this will be square root of 16 times square root of -3 divided by 2, giving us x is equal to 4 plus or minus 4. Then this will be root 3i over 2. So x is equal to 4 over 2 plus or minus 4 root 3i over 2. 2 here is 1, 2 here is 2, 2 here is 1, 2 here is 2. We have x is equal to 2 plus or minus 2 root 3i, which when separated we have x 5 now is equal to 2 plus 2 root 3i, and then x6 is equal to 2 minus 2 root 3i. So for this problem, x raised to power 6 equals to 4 raised to power 6. We got 6 values for x. x1 was 4. x2 was -2 plus 2 root 3i. x3 was -2 minus 2 root 3i. And then we also got x4 is equal to -4. x5 is equal to 2 plus 2 root 3i. And x6 is equal to 2 minus 2 root 3i, giving us all 6 possible solutions to this problem. Thanks for watching. Please like and share, And also remember to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.